Good afternoon, and today we are going to install this billet catch can on this Dodge Charger SRT. Here are all the goodies that you're going to need. You'll need the catch can, of course, and you'll need to make sure you have the Z bracket when you order it, because that's what's required for the 6.4 liter engine. You'll get a pair of brass fittings. You'll get this bolt and spacer with a lock washer that will attach to the motor mount, to the engine, excuse me. You're going to come with a pair of pipes. What you'll need is you'll need something to cut said pipes with, and a couple screwdrivers, flathead, and then a 1/2 inch socket wrench to install it all. Now the first thing you want to do is get a flashlight, and you'll see down here, right there where my finger is pointing, is where this thing is going to install. Now, what will happen, in my case anyway, is this wire assembly was connected to here. And so I figured I would just take a flathead screwdriver, come down here and just pry this out like I've seen on other videos. Well, didn't have very good luck with that, because what happened is it actually broke. And on the inside was this, staring at me like this, inside that hole, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it out. And I tried a pair of needle nose pliers, and that didn't work. It didn't want to come out. It's ribbed and designed to stay in place. So what I discovered by sticking my hand back in here is that on the back side of this, if I can get my finger out of the way to show you on the camera, back here where the index finger is, it's actually a hole. So this tunnels all the way through this piece. And with that piece of knowledge, I was able to take the provided bolt and just hand screw it in there, and it pushed that little piece of plastic right on through, right on out the backside. So if you're tearing that off, this happens to snap off on you, don't panic. Just take the supply bolt and just thread it through, and you'll be set. The other thing you need to do before you actually install it is you need to take off this PCV pipe, and it's connected in two places. Up here, and you just you can use a little screwdriver or hand pull it and just kind of pry it right out. And then again, down here on this side. And this pipe is going to get replaced by these two pipes. And we're going to measure them, and we're going to cut them, and we're going to make sure that they fit all nice. And we're going to mount the catch can itself like this. It's going to bolt on to that aforementioned hole like so. Pipes are going to flow into here like that, and then we'll tighten it all down once we get going there. So we'll see you back here in a couple minutes, and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here we are with the assembly mostly in place. Tube here, tube here, the brass fittings that were provided. One goes in here, one goes in here, and we just throw this old PCV pipe away. When you're installing this, there are a couple things to remember. The spacer that's provided here at the tip of the screwdriver goes behind the Z bracket. So it's a spacer between the motor and the actual bracket, so that it pulls out a little bit and you're not dealing with such a cramped spot. So that's the first thing to remember. The other thing, and I'm not sure if there's a consistent way of measuring or how they cut the pipes at the factory, but they provide you a long one and a short one. The short one, at least in my case, actually worked perfectly uncut as the long pipe. I mean, it's the exact length it needs to be to make this long run. And then I used, instead of making multiple cuts, I just cut a little bit off of the long pipe they provided, measured it out and plugged it in right here, and away we go. It's super simple. So maybe you'll get lucky too. Just check before you you know, install that long pipe and cut that long pipe, because both pipes are going to be too long either way. And the other thing is, make sure when you're putting these pipes on that you keep the catch can loose a little bit. Give it a little play. Don't bolt it in all the way tight, because you'll want that play when you're putting in these pipes and sliding them over the fittings. So that's about all there is to it. The only thing I have left on this install is to tighten the bolt here, tighten it to the engine. We want to make sure that we're not over tightening it, because you know, you just don't need to be Hulk trying to get that into that aluminum. You know, just tight enough. These pipes are going to hold the catch can in place too. So I mean, just good and snug, but not overly tight. Anyway, it's probably the simplest install you can do on your 392 Hemi, and it's actually one of the things that's kind of required. The catch can that comes from the factory is junk. There are other YouTube videos that show that oil just blows right into here, and it just doesn't work very good, which is why every forum and every place you go to says, please, please, please install an oil catch can on your Hemi. So there we go. Hopefully that's helpful to you, and we'll see you around next time.